So cool.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. If you can turn on your camera, please do. We love that so that we can all see each other. And so we're live on Facebook right now, and I'm recording. We put these recordings on Team Transformers YouTube and also in our group. So anyway, welcome everybody. So today we decided to just look at our Juice Plus experience and share that with other people. So I want to just ask some questions at first, and some people maybe will have a longer story and things like that. So I'm gonna quickly have you guys just go around the room, so to speak, and say when did you first hear about Juice Plus? Like, where were you and from who? And you don't have to say whole sentences, just say, like, for me, I was at a football game and I heard it from my friend who's really healthy. Hi, Anna. Great. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Kimberly. Turn on your cameras, guys, so we can see. Okay, so keep it short because we're going to go into the rest of the stories after that. But Doug, what about you? Where did you hear about Juice Plus?
Well, I heard about it from you, who heard about it from our friend Joel and Julie. We were, we were terrible eaters, and I just saw it as a way to. I mean, I could honestly.
We're keeping it short. We're just saying where we heard about it and from who.
I heard about it 20 years ago from Julie Herbst.
And I take it back. We were at a baby dedication at a restaurant. She slipped a tape into our baby bag. Then I heard about it.
What was the tape called?
It was you're not overweight, you're just not tall enough. It was a crazy tape. But anyway, that was the beginning. Okay, so Anna, where did you hear about Juice Plus?
See what happens when you haven't been here in a while? You get called on next. I first heard about Juice Plus. I was recovering from a really bad infection. I'm a cancer survivor, and my friend Cindy, who was a friend of mine from college, undergrad, introduced me to it because, I'd been a juicer and I wasn't able to juice at the time, and was really trying to get extra nutrition in, and Alex wasn't willing to peel a million apples, and he just wasn't in that space. So at the time. And so that's how I got introduced. And right away I started sharing the product and people. Have learned a lot through my journey, because I certainly have, picked up in different places and dropped off on the Juice Plus, the sharing piece of it. But Alex was actually my babysitter, my first live presentation we did with Juice Plus. So I just thought I'd share. So that's where he first heard.
Yes, I first heard about it from Anna shortly after she started, and that was 9-10 years ago. And really, it's only been the past few months that I've started taking it seriously.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. Glad you're doing it. Okay, so how about you, Karen?
I hate that my mic doesn't work on this. I got to make sure everything's turned on. So I heard about it when I was pregnant with my first child from my best friend, because she was like, "You're taking vitamins, you need more fruits and vegetables."
And where were you?
I think she just talked to me like on the phone, and yeah, I wasn't any particular place. She just called me and told me. I think it probably was when I told her I was pregnant. And then, what was funny is, and this is what we tell people, is that, after a while, after being on it and seeing the health changes, then all of a sudden I was like, I can't believe you didn't tell me about this before. They'd been on it for 2.5 years. So
that's what can happen, right? Mm-hmm. Diane, where were you when you first heard about Juice Plus?
I was at the chiropractor. I heard it from Sarah Hill and Mike Hill, Dr. Mike and Dr. Sarah. And they looked for something that was healthy, that could, that didn't have anything with junk in it. They're very into natural whole foods and organic and wild caught. So they're very helpful. They did a whole bunch of free stuff. And anyways, after a little while of hearing about it, I started the shakes and went on the Shred 10. and I lost 70 pounds. So, and Doug, you're looking good, by the way. Haven't seen you for a while.
Oh, thanks. Working on it.
He's lost over 20 something pounds. How many?
Like 28.
He's really focused.
And
Thank
I was giving away some seedlings this morning,
got
and
mine too.
Vela brought me some homemade juice. I mean, how about this community? It is so good.
We're blessed.
I mean, I spend $10 for something like this at the juice bar down here.
We made 20 bucks this morning off of free pressed juice, cold pressed juice. Kimberly, where did you hear about Juice Plus?
I think I first heard about it at a farmer's market. I saw a tower garden there. And then I had a friend, I ended up with skin cancer, and then I had a friend call me in reference to Juice Plus, but I didn't want to hear about it then. So
So
that
you
was,
had multiple exposures.
yes, I did.
Okay. Lexi, where did you first hear about Juice Plus?
Okay, so I went over to Kristen Winter's house, and her girls were just kept running outside and grabbing, I think it was probably like spinach or kale off the tower garden and just eating it raw. And I was amazed. So that's where I found out.
That's awesome. At her house. Okay, Kristen, where did you find out about it?
Well, I found out about Juice Plus at the Key West Green Market. It's right by my house. So I was walking through and I saw this amazing tower garden, which was like the perfect solution for me. And I just wanted to have a way to garden with my family. But in Key West, if those of you who aren't familiar with Key West, we don't have yards here for the most part. And it's hard to garden. The soil is just not very good. So as I was talking with Sandy about the tower garden, I look over and my daughter is eating her whole bag of green gummies that she had brought with her for samples.
Oh, funny. Oh my goodness. All the vegetables.
Right.
Okay, Jim, where did you hear about Juice Plus?
So I actually heard about it first in Wilmington, North Carolina at a networking event. And this guy gave me some of the gummies, but then I just really wasn't sure what to think. And then I heard about it a couple more times. And then I finally ran into Karen when she moved here from Florida. And I finally said, well, I can't let my friend down. So I joined and I love it. And if I could figure out how to share it, I have a great picture of our tower garden is really starting to bloom. So just waiting for the fruits and the veggies to start coming out. So
Do you
but
not
it's a
have
lot of-
permission to share? I can make you.
Yeah, I have to figure out how to share it though, because on my phone.
Oh.
So, but I sent it to Karen though. I think she had.
Um,
Karen, can you
okay,
share the
Vanessa,
picture? You know how? Yeah, of course. I asked the person who doesn't like.
Well, it's
technology.
on my phone too, and I'm on my laptop, so.
Let me see if I can figure out a way to share it.
But what you need to do is go live and share it.
There you go. Okay, I'm calling on Jim to share live.
I've never done a live video. I'm kind of scared.
No, no, Jim.
He's
We're
joking
having
right now.
counseling after this.
What are you talking about?
Because
He
Jim
has-
is a social media guru, Darren.
I'm just
He
kidding.
has-
you
Oh,
know
he's
that.
kidding because he has a podcast called
Launch your live, right?
Launch Your Live. Like it literally.
I
is-
could maybe do it this way.
Jim.
Hey,
Today.
Bella.
Today.
I finished the juice before. There's Hyvel is Bella.
Thank you.
And this was so good. What was in this?
It was, I think it was spinach, kale, there was apple, there was ginger, and a little bit of cinnamon.
Oh,
And she said it's diabetic approved.
it was so good.
Oh, that's
There it
good.
is.
White
Oh, look at
oak seafood. All right.
Oh, look
Wow.
out.
Good job, Jim.
It's beautiful.
And Darren just ordered his yesterday, so he's probably
Yeah.
happy to hear about
That's only been maybe about a month since we actually got it up and got all the seedlings in there. Yeah, it's
Wow.
awesome.
And are you in Georgia?
Yes.
Where are you? So you decided right away to go indoors, but with the flex.
Yes.
I like that.
Well, because up until this past week, you're gonna laugh. Our house is so old that we did not have any outdoor outlets. So we just had an electrician come in and run some outlets. So we may get another one in the fall, or not, I shouldn't say in the fall, in the spring, and put it outside. So we definitely want to get another one in. And when we rebuild our house, I think we want to, like, we'll probably have several. So we're really excited about the Tower Garden.
Several. Yeah, we like having several.
That story needs to go live later today. I'll be expecting it.
I'll do it during the Alabama-Tennessee game. How about that, when Alabama wins again?
Oh.
Yeah, then you can talk about that too. Okay. Bella, where did you first hear about Juice Plus?
How did I first hear about Juice Plus? You can hear me now?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I was actually, I went to a cardiologist about 2 weeks before I attended an event that Lisa introduced me to tea. And the cardiologist had given me some bad news, which I did not like. She told me to go out and live because all medical intervention they've done all they could do. And I'm like, wait a second. So when I went to Michelle's house, and at this point, I was going to try anything. So I said, fruits and vegetable, why not? So I just put it in the mix, and instantly I would see it. Within a month, I started noticing my cholesterol level, and this is me personally, my cholesterol level as far as my depression. I was fighting a fight, and I felt like it was the first time I was gaining the upper hand of something I thought that I would die from. And I got hooked from day one. That's it.
Good, thank you. I thought you were going to go into your whole story. I'm like, okay, just roll with it.
She goes, there's no way I'm going to cut her off. The story's too good.
We'll get to your
story.
whole story, but we're just.
I see what you're doing.
We're going piece by
building
piece.
it.
We're going piece
You're
by
building
piece.
it. I love it.
Because I want to involve all you guys. I love all you guys. Okay, so I want to hear from everybody. Christine, where did you first hear about Juice Plus? Where were you?
Hi. Actually, I had heard about Juice Plus probably 10 years ago, maybe 2005, but I didn't pursue it. I didn't look into it. But in May, I saw Vanessa's Tower Garden. I fell in love with that. And then I did bother to look into Juice Plus, and I just fell in love with that too. It's fantastic. You know, it really is. And I was already, pardon?
Sometimes that's what happens. People.
Yeah, and I'm already a fan of fruits and vegetables, a big fan, but I never eat enough. It's always like, well, I don't have time for that late now. I juiced for a long time. I don't have time for that right now. I'll do it tomorrow. Vegetables gone bad. I'm really happy now. Thanks so much.
Okay, Tawana, sounds very familiar, right? What about you? Where were you when you were introduced to Juice Plus, Tawana?
I was at Sonia's house.
Okay, and the funny thing is, I mean, we'll get to, she was actually very attracted to the Tower Garden.
Yes, I fell in love with the Tower Garden, and I was like, oh my God, I just love that. I have to have that. And I'm kind of like Christine, because I always was a big fan of fruits and vegetables, but I just could not get enough. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and Vanessa, where did you first hear about Juice Plus? Where were you?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. I was actually cooking in Green Bar and Kitchen. It was like a health fair, and I was on my break, and I saw the Tower Garden. I was like, oh, that's God. So I just got one, but I was never into the Juice Plus element. And Sandy was like, you know, when the pandemic started, I was like, well, let me just see how this works. And it has done wonders for me. I love Juice Plus. So, and I heard from Sandy, I was at a health fair cooking.
At the Green Bar.
That's it. At the Green Bar and Kitchen. I was working in a vegan restaurant. You guys love that restaurant.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite. Awesome. Okay,
Yep.
Jordan, I know you're a new guest. I saw Kristen saying hello. Where did you first hear about Juice Plus? Maybe you could tell us, Kristen.
So Sharon, she's driving. She's actually driving. So I'm not sure if she's able to chime in or not, but I will let you know. She's a good friend of mine. She's actually my friend Penny's daughter, and she has babysat for us several times, and the girls love her. And she is just very
Doug just muted you. Hold on.
I didn't realize you have two things going. So
okay. I'm
Kristen-
unmuted. I don't know what you.
Okay, okay.
I thought that was
Sorry.
Kristen Bosse. Sorry.
I
Okay.
want to get distracted. I was looking at the color of your walls and thinking how it's so Key West.
Right.
So I was trying to get the speaker view, but the speaker is on the phone, which doesn't have video on. So I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I can
can
actually
see it.
unmute myself on the computer if you'd rather have that.
Oh, we got kids there. All right, keep going.
Okay. So anyway, I'm not sure what you caught of what I said, but anyway, she's just a really good friend of ours, and she's very health conscious and vegan, and she loves to cook. And so I just thought she would be really, she's tried our Complete, the protein powder, and loves that. So I just invited her to the community and asked if she would be interested in sharing with all of her grad student friends, because Lord knows they don't eat well and enough fruits and vegetables. So I thought that would be a great market for her to be able to tap into. So anyway, I invited her on today just to see why it's important to all of us, and see if she would like to be a part of our community.
Awesome. Thank you. Gwen, where did you first hear about Juice Plus? We're just doing little segments here.
Yeah, I learned about it at a Christmas craft show at a booth from Stacy and Gloria.
Awesome. Nalani.
Years ago.
Gwen.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we had.
Yeah.
We're good.
13 years ago at the Christmas craft show. And it took me about 2 weeks to decide, and I bought it because it was free for my kid. That's why I was in. She needed it, and Mommy Math and me took over. That made mine half price. So I was in. That was it. I was a multivitamin queen, so I knew I needed it.
Great. No turning back.
None.
after that.
Mm-mm.
Dr. Nalani, where were you? And that's all we're sharing right now. I know we're like all tempted to say more. Where were you? And you could say a little bit more. When you first heard about Juice Plus?
I was in a BNI meeting, which is a business meeting. Am I live? Am I? Yeah, okay, I'm on. I was in a business meeting with my husband, and a lady stood up and she said, I'm going to talk about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I started looking for everything wrong I could find, and I couldn't find anything wrong. So I said, I'm interested in the product and I want to become a partner right away. So that's how I first heard about it.
Awesome.
And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. You know, she talked about the research, and that was it.
Thank you. Nanette?
I heard about it on the phone from Mom, Dr. Nalani.
She called you right away, probably.
No, my youngest daughter was sick all the time, and so I didn't even order the product first. I put her on Mom's order of the Children's Health Study. So that's how I first heard about it.
Okay, great. All right, Darren, how did you hear about Juice Plus?
Hey guys, a few days ago, we had Diane over. Both of us have a business. I'm a software developer. She's a marketing person, and both of our businesses are blowing up, and we needed a lot of help with our bookkeeping and taxes and stuff. So we had her over. I don't know how the topic came up though.
You know what? I think it was actually something really great from a marketing perspective. She had a water bottle with the logo on it, like to hold your water bottle. That's really smart. And I think that's what it is. And I kind of heard of it, but I've never I know people have done it, and I seen the garden at my friend's house, but she's really bougie. And so I'm sure didn't even think I could afford something like that. And anyway, so I asked her about it and she started talking about it, and we were in her living room.
Yeah, I was complaining to Diane about, and I think it was completely unrelated to Juice Plus, about how much my back hurt all the time and my energy and all that stuff. And after she left, I just got to thinking, like, maybe I need some help with my nutrition, because I just been eating pizza. I'm like 70 pounds overweight. And when I've been trying to do CrossFit, but either injure myself or after I do a CrossFit, I just want to go home and go back to sleep. I just have no energy after, just like deplete myself. So anyway, I went on the website and then I saw the tower, and I'm like, that's something that we always talked about, is having a garden in the backyard. And I was like, it was like $80 a month, and I'm like, that sounds like a great deal for just having produce sitting there growing right there, rather than going to the store and getting the produce. So my encourage is to eat more, vegetables and stuff. But that's pretty much it. That's our story.
Hey, Sandy, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us where you were when you first heard about Juice Plus?
Where I was? Like location?
Yes.
Okay. I first heard about Juice Plus at the Museum of Science and Discovery from a phenomenal lady who told me that she could have my toddler eat 20 fruits and vegetables every single day. And I was like, what? No way.
Okay, thank you. All right, so that's really the first part of our story, is just, and it's not even where, but if I brought you back to that time, where you first heard about Juice Plus. And the second part of that, so if I were to say, my story, I first heard about Juice Plus from my friend, we were at the football game, whatever. The second part is, it made sense to me because. So we're gonna ask you, why did it make sense to you? So Doug?
In 20 seconds
In 20
or less.
seconds or less, yes.
It made sense to me because I wasn't a healthy eater, and it's just fruits and vegetables. So it wasn't like, weird or anything. It was just fruits and vegetables. It made sense.
Alex?
Well, like I said, it did not make sense initially, but in recent months, it has made sense as I've realized I don't eat the healthiest, haven't really cared about my health in the past, and now I can use it to get the extra fruits and vegetables into my body that I need.
Okay, Anna?
More nutrition. I needed more nutrition at the time, and I knew it. And so this was an easy, quick way to get it into my system.
And I didn't mention, for me, vitamins made me nauseous. I knew I wasn't a healthy eater. My friend was so excited. That was what really, she sold me. Like, it has all your vitamins and minerals and everything you need, and it's Jetsons come to life. And she was nodding, and I'm like, okay, sign me up. Okay, Diane?
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, I did the Shred 10, and I lost the weight. So the Shred 10 just really changed. I was literally praying and asking the Lord for direction. I said, Lord, I really need to get healthy. How can I go about it? And that was the beginning of it. And then a year ago, April is when I started taking the capsules, and my energy level went through the roof. And like, if I'm eating right, I feel like I've had two pots of coffee. I have amazing energy, more energy than I had in my 20s and 30s. So was amazing. And also with the omegas, I heard somebody talk about their story about running over their glasses, and they said that their eyes, went and got checked, and they didn't need glasses anymore. And I thought, well, that's amazing. So I noticed I was getting headaches, and I went back to the eye doctor, and sure enough, my eyes were changing. They were getting better. And then when I went and got my last pair of glasses, which was a year after I started taking them, my vision is half of what it used to be. I mean, it's it's 50% better than what it used to be. So it was like, wow. So it's pretty cool. So I mean, it's life. And then if I injure myself, like I was sledding in Austria, and I had an accident and I bruised my bone, and I was and the doctor said I had a little bit of arthritis in there. So I went on Wendy Campbell's site, and it's about arthritis, and it was talking, well, you need to do, it said in there like omega-3s and fish and antioxidants with the berries and stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, heck. So I started doubling my dose, and I started feeling better within a couple of days after doubling it. So I now know, and it also helps with heartburn, which is really cool. If you have indigestion, you just take another dose of it, and it helps with that too. So you don't have to take any medicine, but you can help it by just doing what's good for you. It's amazing. I love it, and I share it. As the door opens, I share. So
great, thank you. So she already shared the rest of her story. So we're gonna stick. Thank you, Diane. We're gonna stick to why did it make sense to you? Like at that time, why did it make sense to you? But she already. I mean, that's great. You already shared the last part, which is, what's happened since.
Yeah.
All right. So Karen, let's go ahead and talk about why did it make sense to you? And that's it, like 20 seconds.
So I'm not going to lie, it didn't really resonate with me because my mom was a nurse and I was taking a bunch of vitamins, but I thought it was going to be great for the baby. Had every intention of getting off of it after, I had my son, and I had such health changes. Oh, never mind. That's the end.
Okay, great. Kimberly, I know it's hard to stop. I'm just stopping you guys. So it's very clear.
Wait, so it didn't make sense to you, so why'd you take it?
So the real story is I took it because Barb was out of work and I wanted to help her.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
We'll take customers for that, but she must have kept sharing information with you.
Yeah.
Kimberly, why did it make sense to you?
So I started with the Tower Garden, and that was because of COVID. When I started seeing signs in the grocery store that said they couldn't guarantee their produce, it was like a no-brainer for me. And then when I got on the website and started researching Juice Plus, I'm not a vitamin and supplement person, so that was, I was sold.
Because you saw that it was food and
Exactly. Vitamins made me sick as well, and I just couldn't trust what I was taking, so I finally gave in and started taking them.
All right, great. Alexis. Okay, Lexi. Sorry.
So I was like, wait, I don't know if she called me. It made sense to me because I already knew the power of plants, and I just thought, okay, why wouldn't I want to eat 30 extra plants in my day?
Go girl. Okay, Bella.
What I was doing wasn't working. Medical intervention was not working. So clearly I had to try something new out of the box. My Hail Mary.
Your Hail Mary. Good girl. Okay, Jim, why did it make sense to you?
My Hail Mary.
Jim.
Oh, okay, because I saw her pop on the screen. Well, for me, it made sense, kind of going back to what a couple other folks said. When I saw what was happening with COVID and this supply of fresh fruits and vegetables, I'm like, we really need to be able to grow our own stuff, but I don't have time for this garden. And I'd been at Karen's and seen her Tower Gardens. And then we also tried, one of the smoothies, and said, yeah, why not give it a try? Because we've been working to be healthier, and it's easy, and we can eat natural foods and not have to buy a bunch of bars and all these other things that these other programs do. So I think you learn that the earth gives us everything we need, and now we can even provide our own stuff with the Tower Garden.
Great. Nanette, why did it make sense?
It made sense to me because Mom had told me about some of the research, and so I didn't know if it just made sense because I'm a nerd, and it felt like, oh, there's research behind it, so it's saying that it does something in my body. So if it's saying that it does something, and like I said, it was my daughter first, and then me. If it says that it's actually going to do it because they had some research behind it, I was like, well, makes sense.
I love that too. It makes you know that it's actually working. Good. Kristen, I know you were attracted to the Tower Garden first, but what made sense to you about Juice Plus?
I didn't think we needed it. And I mean, I thought we already got tons of fresh fruits and vegetables. I used to call my girls the whole food babies. And so I didn't think we needed it, but true story, because I joined the business the day that I bought the Tower Garden. I thought, well, gosh, if I'm going to be selling this, I need to know what it does. You know, I can't sell something that I don't, that I don't actually know the effects of. So that's why we started taking it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Dr. Nalani?
It made sense to me because it had clinical research, number one, because I was, even though I was vegetarian, I knew that nobody's getting enough fruits and vegetables. And as a cancer survivor, when I learned that it's been proven to protect your DNA, it was a no-brainer.
Awesome. Thank you. Christine, I'm not sure if you've already said why. I think you might have said why it made sense to you.
Well, kind of, but I'm also, like, I've always wanted to impact people's lives. I'm a drafter. Pretty kitchens don't really do it, you know, not in a meaningful way. So I love the fact that I can do something meaningful, you know, and impact people's lives in a meaningful way. That's awesome. It's like,
that's why you share it.
That's why I share it. But why I do it is because what I already said is that it's the better part of juicing.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
Vanessa, why did Juice Plus make sense to you?
Well, Juice Plus makes sense to me. My immune system at the beginning of COVID, you know, I think everybody started with Juice Plus. Well, not everybody, but me in particular. Be more like, okay, what is out there that I can protect my family, my kids, my daughter that is pregnant. And it was coincidence actually, but it makes sense because it's food in a capsule. That's all it is, and it's good food.
Thank you. Okay, Michelle, where did you find out about Juice Plus? And why did it make sense to you? We're keeping just part of our story.
Well, I first heard about Juice Plus 13 years ago at my kid's holistic pediatrician's office, but he never had an opportunity to share exactly what it was with me. So it wasn't until 9 years ago that I met Sharon outside of the gym, and we started talking, and she shared what Juice Plus was and actually shared these gummies that I thought tasted really good. Me and my kids thought tasted really good. It made sense to me because I knew, for one, my youngest, who was 14 months at the time, was not eating vegetables at all. So it just made sense as an easy way to get veggies in his diet.
Thank you. Okay.
So we're sharing our stories so we can hear them from each other. But the way Sharon's doing it, we're also working on our stories, because the way we share Juice Plus is you share your story with people. But what we found is it's a lot more effective if you can learn how to tell your story very focused and very succinct. So that's a hard skill. I mean, it's easy to tell the long version of your story because you can just kind of like go on, and it's good. We can all kind of do that. So what we're working on here is like the discipline of the really important parts of your story. So the first part is, I heard about, now think about it. You meet somebody and they tell you about Juice Plus. They don't want to hear, like, it almost doesn't matter where you heard about it, but you want to tell it because it's relatable. So I heard about Juice Plus from my really healthy friend. Okay. And that's it. Okay. It made sense to me because I was a really bad eater, but I knew that taking more fruits and vegetables would definitely help my health. Okay, that's it. Now comes a really important part. Did I do something wrong?
No,
I thought you made a sound.
I did.
What was it?
I'm just laughing.
Oh, why?
Sorry. Just because you're doing a great job, honey.
Oh.
That's why.
Okay.
Sorry.
She didn't expect it, I guess. The next part is since starting Juice Plus, and then you talk about results. Okay, so when we get to the results part, what?
I'm saying hi to Jordan.
Oh, okay. When you get to the results part, that's the hardest part to keep short. So think about it. We want this whole story to be 30 seconds or less. So you have to really have like a one-liner. You have to know your one-liner because you can just like pull it out of your pocket whenever you need it. It's like your elevator story. So I meet Darren and it's like, oh yeah, I heard about Juice Plus from my friend. You know, it made sense to me because I was a terrible eater. And since taking Juice Plus, you know, I've seen my eating's gotten better. I've been able to get off of blood pressure and cholesterol medication, blah, 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 blah.
Bathroom effects.
Well, I don't share the bathroom stories. She
should.
wants me to.
Yeah.
Charisse wants to hear the bathroom story. Just kidding. Hi, Charisse. She's like, what? All right, so we're going to keep it nice and succinct. So we're just doing since taking Juice Plus, and then you'd have like a 1 or 2 liner.
Right.
Okay, major challenge to keep it really short. It's hard. All right, here we go.
And you can
No,
do
you
it.
go there.
Okay. All right.
You're the hostess.
I think that we've already heard a lot from Diane as far as since taking Juice Plus, right? So we're going to skip her. Sorry, Diane.
I want Diane to think about one sentence and we'll come back to her.
And you can like put commas between all those things too.
But not and.
Right. So my migraines are better, my blah, blah, blah is better, my
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Like it can be like a bunch of commas.
But not a sentence your English teacher would mark you off for. Like a run on, you know, you can have sentences that are 3 pages long. I know people like that.
My allergies are better, my skin problems are better, you know.
I think
whatever.
they get it.
Okay. All right. So now I'm so confused. All right. Because I confused myself. All right. Alex and Anna, since you've been taking it, and Alex, you could take a pass if you want, because we just now got him to take the trio. But since you've been taking it, you know, ... and short.
I'll still give it a go.
Okay.
'Cause since I've been taking Juice Plus, it's made me a more health conscious individual. I used to eat whatever I wanted. Now, whatever I eat, I think twice about it, and I make sure it's something healthy with lots of fruits and vegetables.
That's
Very
excellent.
good.
And
Awesome.
when you have somebody that's brand new, like Alex, because you guys are going to sign people up on your teams, what they can also do is say what they're excited about. And I'm really excited
yes.
to just like experience the effects of flooding my body with all these fruits and vegetables, things like that.
My wife's really excited to see what happens.
I would say he told us, Anna, another time, is that he's excited to have as much energy as Anna. So that's why we were like, all right, take the trio. Okay, go ahead, Anna.
Okay, thanks for sharing, Sharon. So my energy level, my stamina was extremely poor, right? And I was taking an enormous amount of supplements before I started taking Juice Plus. And I'm taking now a very minimal few supplements that are really specific, and because we don't get enough sunlight and things where we live now. So I have to take D and some other things, but they're very, very minimal in comparison to what I used to take. And they were prescription and high quality and all that, but it's nothing compared to my Juice Plus. And so I'm now able, my immune system has built to a point where I am now able to work in the schools again and do things that I couldn't physically do post-cancer at the same level. I was getting sick all the time. And now, like I had doctors tell me I'd never work in that environment again. And I do it. I you know, so it's a great, for me, it's stamina and not just energy, but it's given me life back.
That's awesome. Thank you. Bella.
I put, since taking Juice Plus, I am living beyond my prognosis.
I mean, that was like one sentence. And are you writing?
Yeah.
I'm always taking notes.
Oh, t-shirt. No.
I think that's like a mic drop. I don't know how anybody does better than that one.
And we're glad. That's awesome, Bella.
Bella won a t-shirt. I'll send
And
you a
she
coat.
brought us
I'll
two.
borrow that one, Bella. I'll borrow that one.
All right. That's awesome. Okay, Nalani, let's go to you.
Oh, why am I excited?
No.
I am excited that I'm the, no?
Since I've been taking Juice Plus.
Oh, since I've been taking Juice Plus, I realized that I have more energy now, the same amount of energy that I had when I was in my 30s, and I'll be 72 next month.
Awesome. Happy birthday. Karen.
So since starting on Juice Plus, I've been medicine free for the last 16 years of allergy medicine, asthma medicine, antibiotics, things that I have been taking since I was a child. No longer sick, more energy.
Okay. Awesome. Kimberly.
So this is interesting. My story is I don't want a story. I take Juice Plus because I don't want, I want to be as preventative as possible. But I will say that people have asked me how I'm so energetic lately. So since I've been taking Juice Plus, I've been more energetic apparently.
Good. All right, Lexi.
So since taking Juice Plus, the biggest thing for me has been being able to balance my hormones on my own and get pregnant. So that's been really exciting.
Not everybody can say that. Good job. Awesome. Okay, Jim.
Since taking Juice Plus, I've found much more energy and really, I like Karen, I don't need to take allergy medication, and I don't need coffee to get my day going.
Awesome. That's wonderful. That's not the first time I've heard that. Nanette.
Since I've been taking Juice Plus, 90% of the symptoms from my neurological muscular issue have disappeared. I still have it, but most of the symptoms have been gone. And I just feel more secure knowing the different things that it's doing in my body.
Great. Kristen?
Well, I noticed right away that we were not getting sick. The girls were healthy through rounds and flus and colds that were going through the schools. And that was, that to me spoke volumes. The other part for me was I was noticing I wasn't getting the ear infections and the sinus infections that I was getting on a yearly basis. And so those two things combined were fantastic, but I also noticed amazing energy that I was getting. And this is the craziest part. I wasn't getting the sweet tooth cravings that I normally get because I am the worst at eating candy. But as I've been taking it, now I'm on my 5th year, I've not been having those cravings as much. So that's huge.
Definitely huge. Hi, we got our animals. Anybody who wants to put their animals in the screen? All right, Michelle, since you've been taking Juice Plus.
Since me and my family have been taking Juice Plus, we've noticed numerous changes, but my favorite two are my son, within 2 months, started eating vegetables for the first time all on his own, just picking them up and eating them, broccoli, cabbage, you name it. And for me, it was my fitness levels. I've always been into fitness over half my life. And just from 3 months on Juice Plus, I noticed that my stamina, my endurance, my stamina and endurance improved in my workouts and my fitness, and in my recovery from really intense workouts was minimized significantly.
Awesome. Okay, Christine, since you've been taking Juice Plus, short one.
Okay. Since I've been taking Juice Plus, I noticed more clarity. I noticed just a better balance. I didn't really have any health issues to speak of, so I can't say that I noticed this big difference, like lack of pain or anything like that. But I just feel that it's doing something, that I'm enhanced
Great.
and
Vanessa,
healthy.
thank you. Vanessa? Charisse, who did you hear about Juice Plus from, or where, or both? What made sense? And since you've been taking it, you got the whole story. 'Cause you just-
I heard about Juice Plus from a wellness presentation I was invited to. And health changes.
Why did it make sense to you?
Why did it make sense? That's not what we're saying, right?
Well, we're doing
You
3
missed
for
that
you
part.
because you weren't here. We want to hear.
Oh, I missed the other one. The research made sense to me. And what's the last one?
Since you've been taking it.
I like I haven't been sitting here. Nothing specific. We're just healthy. We make healthier choices. Something that I realized though, I had like a diverticulitis thing happening with me, so I can't eat raw anything. I have to cook all my vegetables, and that's just annoying. Sometimes you can't have a salad. I'm a salad girl. So I had the Juice Plus to get my fruits and veggies.
Thank you.
Okay, so
I'm back.
I think I
Vanessa's back.
Oh, Vanessa.
Hey guys, I couldn't find my phone to unmute myself, so sorry about that.
So simple and short.
Well, for me, since I'm taking Juice Plus, wow, I can go on and on, but my energy levels are up. I crave more fruit and vegetables. I used to have a lot of muscle pain. That is absolutely gone. And what makes me more excited is that I'm not pre-diabetic or have thyroid problems anymore. That's huge for me. I was pre-diabetic for 8 years, so that's my story.
Wow. I didn't even know that. Okay, Sandy.
Was that me?
Yes.
Sorry, I thought it was. Okay, sorry. So since taking Juice Plus, it has really changed the quality of our family's health. My son, as you know, I didn't get to do the intro part, but my son used to be on every prescription medication under the sun. Whenever it would get cold, he would have to take his albuterol treatments. So since being on Juice Plus, we are no longer on the constant rotation of prescription medication. And we just live a much better quality of life, because as you know, if your child is sick and you're the mom taking care of it, it becomes stressful, sometimes frustrating, and even you feel helpless. So it's really changed our entire family's quality of health overall.
So that was the formula.
Yeah.
I first heard about Juice Plus, blank. It made sense to me because blank. Taking Juice Plus, blank. I would encourage you now, whenever you meet, remember we want this business to be simple. When you have somebody new, it's important to work on the story with them, because you're going to be in situations. I know, just to write it out is a good thing when you get to that point, but also to get to a point where you really think about it, and then you start pulling in like emotions. What do you call those words? Somebody teaches the words. I think Julie, or somebody, or maybe you. When you're working on the story, there's like emotion words.
Yeah,
you want to
like
use.
It that.
So you want to find those words.
I was frustrated.
Right.
I was relieved. I'm thankful. If you could throw in some words that have feelings too, it's really good. Really good.
Yeah, and then when it's time to share, if they're a potential prospect, which maybe everybody is, to share also, you can share why you share it.
Yeah, so share why you share it. So that would be the business part, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So I want to call on just a couple people, because it's 12:52, to share why do you share Juice Plus. So I'm just gonna pick some people randomly, okay? because we don't have enough time for everybody. But I do want, like, Darren and Nicole, they're new. Jordan was on here. I don't know if she still is. She's new. So I want, and whoever's on Facebook, I want you guys to hear why people are sharing Juice Plus. What made you decide to share it? And you can add in, you know, and cents, you know, I decided to share it because, and now, and it could be like your hope for the future. And Darren and Nicole, like when you're new with the product, you may not have the sense, you know, since I've been taking it, because you haven't taken it yet, and you might want to share with your mom, dad, sister, brother already. You just say, and oh my gosh, I'm just so excited to start taking it. I've heard so much about it. You know, it doesn't have to be that you have this grand story about symptoms going away. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna move to the business part. You can add that onto the product part. We all went through that. I first heard about Juice Plus I first heard about Juice Plus, made sense to me since then. And then you can transition into, and I started sharing it with other people and then go from there. Michelle, professional Michelle, calling on you. You've been called out on the chat like that. So here we go.
I am so sorry. Like, I heard initially, but then you said so many other things, and then I was reading the chat. Could you just say really quick?
Just the transition into your business story, why you started sharing.
Okay, so I started sharing Juice Plus because I saw the value in it for me and my family. And then I also needed a way to help afford it and pay for it. So I knew that the value was there. I had numerous people I was thinking of sharing it with anyway. And I knew that if I shared it, it would help to offset my costs, which I needed at the time because we were on a serious budget when I first heard about Juice Plus.
So one of the things I want to say though, as long as we're talking a little bit of Toastmasters, the technique that somebody who's a good speaker, and they'll teach you at Toastmasters, is like, you know how like when you would do an essay in school, you would have like your 3 points. Well, in Toastmasters, or if you're a quote good speaker, you're going to learn we'll ask a question and then they form their thoughts. They don't just ramble on speaking. They're not just going till they feel like they've said enough and hopefully they find the right thing. They're thinking point, 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 and you're going to get to
Bullet
the points, you know?
That's good.
So like, think about bullet points, do a quick outline in your head. I started sharing it because I'm thinking money, time, freedom, it works. And that's going to be my thing.
Jam on it. Well,
So
let's hear it.
I
Yeah.
started sharing Juice Plus because I saw my wife and my friends and so many people doing the business, and it really worked. The business was growing, and at the same time, they had time freedom. So I'm thinking, why wouldn't I do this? So I decided to put more and more time into the business, and it grew to the point where I was able to retire early and do it full time and live the dream with my wife.
Jam on it. All right.
And that didn't go exactly like I thought. So I'm not saying Michelle has an outline and she's like right on it, but she has some sort of, like I did, some sort of a container where there is an ending in sight, you know, and that's important.
True. Yeah. Okay, Bella, our studious one. Unmute.
I started sharing Juice Plus because I felt it was an urgency in my community, in my home, as far as breaking generational curses. The key factor is I didn't want my children to live the way I've lived. So how dare I keep this a secret? It's helped me, therefore I want to help others and make money doing what I love.
Right, that's awesome. Okay, Kristen.
Well, I started sharing because I knew that there were a lot of other parents out there that had frustrations with their children and getting them to eat whole foods. And we do have a whole food deficiency in our country and our world. And so for it just, I felt a need to share with other parents to hopefully help them also.
Awesome. Okay, Sandy. So why you started sharing with other people, Sandy?
Sorry. I started sharing with other people because it made sense, right? So if I had no idea that my son eating so much dairy and gluten and not enough fruits and vegetables was gonna change his life, how could I keep that to myself, right? So for me, it really made sense to me, and I wanted to share with other people because there's so many moms, even today, that don't know what you put in your child's body or your own body makes such a huge difference. And in addition to how much it helps people, I also like sharing because I love that residual income. I had no idea what that meant before when I worked in a corporate job. And the fact that we make a commission every time our product ships every 4 months is just like mind blown. Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I was telling that to Darren yesterday. Darren, you can answer this question because you have a reason why you signed up. Why did you decide that you would share it with other people? What made sense to you about that?
I went on, I use YouTube a lot. So I went on YouTube to search for people's reviews of the products and the tower. And we personally have a friend that just started doing a vlog on YouTube, and that has sort of blown up to being, he's monetized his videos. So that is I just thought that would be a great way to share our health journey that we talked about doing with this. So
right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, guys, this is all on the freedomrevolution.com, password revolution.
As far as the breakdown, the worksheet.
So breakdown of the worksheet. I think we'll next week we'll do some more similar stuff in our lunch and learns. We're gonna you didn't know this, but I think we talked about this. We're gonna get out the customer survey, the effects or the results survey, and we're gonna talk through it a little bit. And I think that'd be another good one. We might even want to save it for Saturday, because if we could go through and share some of our results, it might be helpful for prospects too. And here's a little bonus. This is the side view. If you look at my camera, I'll full screen it. This is a quick extra coaching. You see, this is our little setup, and we got our ring light going so that, because we got to have Big Mama looking as good as possible at all times,
Yeah, especially as I age.
Oh no, there's no aging here.
Are you using a Mac?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys ever used Ecamm?
No.
I'm gonna play a trick here in a second. You guys.
Ecamm, you said?
I'm gonna do something with my camera. So.
Okay.
I love it when the guys talk about the cameras and the microphones.
Oh,
This is their time, guys.
We're going to
Let's
change
listen.
our bit rate to 24-bit at
Darren's gonna feel
48
very at
megahertz
home.
on our audio, and yeah, we get going.
Big Mama. Why is she saying Big Mama?
Big Mama.
Did you say that?
Yeah, Big
Oh.
Mama.
There's a story behind that. That's funny.
They called me Big Daddy at Stoneman Douglas when we worked there. The drummers. I taught the drum line, and they call me Big Daddy, and they call her Big Mama.
Because I was pregnant, like Lexi, and I was standing there whenever they would do the cadences. So yeah, so I was Big
All right.
Mama. They actually.
So
made a
Jim, are you
cadence.
showing us something right now? You're muted.
Uh-oh. Unmute.
So yeah, this was a breakdown of how to tell your story today, and it was good.
Yeah, I loved hearing from all of you.
Remember, these are on Facebook, so you can go tag like team members or people that you think should see this training.
Word of the day.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
We see. Okay.
So I'm using Ecamm's live virtual cam, and I set up a scene, and so I have this slide on a different program, and so I could run a presentation this way. I can move around or resize my picture in picture, and then when I want to go back to where I'm no longer showing this, I just switch scenes and I'm back to myself.
So it's like OBS or something.
Yeah, but Ecamm's made for Macs, and it'll let you do a lot of
A
cool
little
things.
smoother because OBS is tough.
Yep.
So we could
Yep.
show like a picture or a PowerPoint or.
It's
You run videos.
It's really professional. You can have it like preloaded, like a TV
Yes.
show almost.
Yep.
I expect you to do that now.
We can. I
So since I saw you had a Mac,
out of if I get too technical, I get accused of not being duplicatable.
No.
Well,
But
it's very duplicatable if everyone buys a Mac.
Well, we do encourage that and an iPhone.
in fact, we're gonna go buy some Apple Watches right
Yeah,
now.
we need to buy an
There you go.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for being on. We appreciate you guys. All right, it's time for babies and pets.
Put your babies or pets up on the screen, guys.
Lexi's gonna have a baby soon. When are you due, Lexi? You're muted. There you go.
March 13th.
March. That's about when my son will be out of basic combat training and going to Ranger school.
Oh,
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's what they say in the Army.
yeah, we're getting those scripted phone calls from. Well, you would call it boot camp, but
I forgot to tell you, he said, "This is Private Farrar," and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god, this is so weird." This is a scripted call. It's so weird. Anyway, you
All right,
guys
you
have a
guys
great Saturday.
Have a great
You
Saturday.
too. Thank you.
You too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Nicole. Hey.
That you cannot do that on an iPad. You might be able to, but not to the extent he's talking about.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye.